kicking up a winner in Council Bluffs. The Saints take aim at the Eagles. Another trip to Trainer, and history is on their side. Book it for Lewis Central. The Titans mix it up with the Wolverines. Mixing it up in the state capitol. Same old, same old. Putting the bat on the ball at LC. Harlan hits town. St. Albert a hit at home, and a freshman makes his pitch. The Lynx pitching in against the third-ranked Warriors. The Sergeant does an about-face.
Hi, I'm Taylor Thomas from the LC girls soccer team. The Bluffs Sports Zone starts right now!
Hello, I'm JJ Davis, and welcome to the latest edition of the Bluffs Sports Zone. And you know, I just love it when the second season rolls around, because it always seems to separate the men from the boys, or in this case, the women from the girls. First up, the Class 1A Soccer Regional Semifinal. And who else but St. Albert? The Saints looking to make their fourth trip to state. Now, here's one of the newest members to the BSC juggernaut, IWTV student Jake Wright.
Saints hosting the Underwood Eagles in the regional semifinals June 6th. Early in the first half, St. Albert pushing the ball ahead to senior Felicia Ropi, who just hits it out of the goalie's reach for the Saints' first goal of the game, making the score 1-0. 2 minutes later, Jenna Cox blasts the free kick off the fingertips of the Underwood goalie, giving the junior her 26th goal of the season, pushing the lead 2-0. Midway through the first half, the offensive display continues. Jenru breaks past the defender and sneaks the ball past the goalie, scoring the Saints' third goal of the game. The Eagles still looking to get on the board. Sophomore Madison Powell delivers, scoring her third goal of the season. It's 3-1 St. Albert at the break. What a game for Jenny Cox. In the second half, she crushes the ball past the goalie for her second goal of the game. The Saints increase their lead 4-1. Later, the home team continues to pull away. Felicia Ropi also scores her second goal of the game. Her 15th on the season pushes the St. Albert lead to 5-1. As the game is in hand, the Saints score their sixth goal of the contest. Miranda Beasley gets a great pass from Jenna Brown, putting the nail in the coffin as St. Albert rolls to a 6-1 win, advancing to take on Tri-Center in the regional finals June 9th, winners on to the state tournament. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Jake Wright. With those highlights, here's Matt Corum.
The stage is set in Trainer, Iowa. St. Albert squares off against familiar foe, Tri-Center, competing for a trip to state. Early in the first half, Saints goalkeeper Caitlin Pierce stops the early threat from Tri-Center. Moments later, St. Albert sets up a strike on a left foot kick just to have it barely find the crossbar and to be turned away. Still scoreless before the half, the Trojans threaten again with what looks like an automatic goal before finding the post and rolling away from play. We head to the break after a fast-paced first half that produced 17 shots on goal, still tied 0-0. That's the score in the 60th minute. Nikki Paulson fights off her defender and sneaks the ball just past the outstretched arms of Pierce. Tri-Center finds the first points, putting them on the board, taking a 1-0 lead midway through the half. The offense keeps the pressure turned up as they threaten again moments later just to have their attempt go wide of the net. On the other end, St. Albert trying to draw even with a free kick as Tri-Center goalkeeper Morgan Sullivan bobbles the ball, scrambling to the ground. Then, in the 66th minute, the Trojans slam the door shut on any Saints comeback as a stellar pass leads Kaylee Grote down the field, streaking past two defenders as she leads the goalkeeper left before powering the ball into the right corner, giving TC a commanding 2-0 late lead. For state, 4 out of the last 5 years, St. Albert denied a trip in 2014, falling 2-0 to Tri-Center as they celebrate their first state tournament bid in school history. Coach Jeff Lefevre after the program's historic win.
So great to play a team like St. Albert's, and because I always told the girls, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and they are the best, and tonight we got them for once.
Tri-Center Trojans, Class 1A Region 2 champions.
St. Albert finishes their season 12-9, where Tri-Center improves to 16-3, turns their focus to state, falling 1-0 to the eventual runner-up Nevada. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Matt Corum.
Thanks, Matt. And then there's the Titans. 9th-ranked Lewis Central is in the driver's seat. LC one win away from the promised land. And here's another of our newest Lions.
Welcome to Trainer High School in Class 2A, Region 1 Soccer Finals.
Trainer is the place to be. Titans and the Wolverines battling it out for the right to go to state. Early first half, Lewis Central's Ali Demiturco with the shot, and the keeper can't make the play. The sophomore with her 18th goal of the season, LC grabs a 1-0 lead. A little bit later, Titans with the cross and a blunder by a Sioux City West defender. It's an own goal. Lewis Central goes up 3-0. LC 23 shots on the night, and the rout continues still in the first half. Susie McDonald with the laser and Ali Demiturco with the finish. Her second goal of the game and 19th on the year. The home team sitting pretty. Lewis Central leads 5-0 at the half. The Titans still not finished. Second half, corner kick. Kaylee Putnam with the goal after a great assist by Caitlin Nugent. Lewis Central crushes the Wolverines 6-0.
Our biggest goal was to come out and play quick right off the start and not, really we didn't want to take Sioux City West lightly. We made sure that we were intense, we were winning the ball, passing well, moving well, and that really helped us get the big first half lead.
The 9th-ranked Titans head up I-80 to state for the second year in a row. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Zach Harper-Blunt.
Thanks, Zach. One season reaches its peak and another just going to bat. But first, Lewis Central makes another pitch at the state tournament when we come back.
At Council Bluffs Savings Bank, our goal is to help you, your families, and your businesses grow and prosper for generations. We take pride in our community, whether it's volunteering our time or helping individuals, families, and businesses succeed. We provide you with the personal service and attention you deserve. With over 220 years of banking experience, decisions are made locally. We are Council Bluffs people operating at Council Bluffs Bank to help Council Bluffs be a better place to work and live. Council Bluffs Savings Bank, hometown banking, the way it used to be. Member FDIC.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities. To ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give. Advocate.
Volunteer. Live United. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill, Meyer Woodring, family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
I remember that game at state last year. The Titans had their chances but came up just short, losing 2-0. So here we go again. LC heads to Des Moines for the second year in a row and third time overall. Of course, Lewis Central is looking to make history in more ways than one.
Somebody that can drop then.
The Titans looking to become the first soccer team from Council Bluffs to win a game at the state tournament. 5 minutes in, North Scott finds the back of the net. Chloe Gottschalk with the laser far post. The seniors' 21st goal of the year, and the Lancers are up 1-0. Lewis Central over the top, and Emily Wank so close. And then Kaylee Putnam with the through ball. And the junior again just can't get there in time. Nail-biting time for the visiting team. LC circles the wagons down 2-0 at the break. Now the second-ranked team in the state blows it open in the second half. In all, North Scott gets goals from 5 different players. The Lancers stick it to the Titans 5-0.
When we had any type of breakdown, whether it's in the mid defense or anywhere, they got down and scored those 2 goals, and that put us behind. I thought they were a little quicker speed of play throughout the whole 80 minutes.
It was rough. They scored in like the first 5 minutes, so we had a tough time coming back, and then they got a few more, and then our heads just kind of hung low, and we forgot the way we play and kind of panicked.
I sense they played with a little bit more energy.
Yeah, they were way more like into it than we were and won every single 50-50 ball. We just weren't in it today.
There you go, Captains. Good job. Second year in a row. How difficult is it?
Very difficult, but we're all young. We don't have any seniors besides one, so next year we'll come back and hopefully get past this first round.
It's good to get here, but our goal was to get here this time and get a good result. And we didn't get that as a team, and it wasn't for lack of effort or some of our play. It's just that those little mistakes.
The Titans come away with the state quarterfinal trophy for the second year in a row. Chalk up another banner, but Lewis Central's hoping to take it one kick further next year. There's always next year. And of course, there are some that can't wait to forget this year. Just glad it's over. The Titans finish up at 13-6. LC once again the only team on either the girls or boys side to make it to state. Thomas Jefferson makes a magical run only to be stunned in the end. But still the Yellow Jackets lay claim to the mythical, as they say, city championship. The Lynx, a great season. Abraham Lincoln, a team to be reckoned with each and every game. St. Albert finds its rhythm in the second half of the season, but falls just short. Meanwhile, the guys come up just short as well and finish one game over 500. A year to forget for the Lynx. TJ, another impressive season, try 15-5. Lewis Central, 2-15. And again for everybody, there's always next year. The year is now for a certain softball team, sending an early season message. But next up, the Titans loud and clear for 6 innings, and then after the break.
For more than a quarter century, thousands of athletes have relied on this team, Jenny Ed Sports Med. Their sole focus is to prevent, diagnose, and treat your sports injury, getting you back in the action. Jenny Ed Sports Med partners with Neb Ortho, giving you consistent one-on-one care from diagnosis to rehab. And since every injury an athlete is different, they've even developed a sports injury clinic specifically designed for athletes. Jenny Ed Sports Med.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's 1 every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone is brought to you by Toby Jack's Mineola Steakhouse, serving customers with dine-in, catering, takeout, banquet room, and more. Toby Jack's Mineola Steakhouse, home of the Thursday night taco ride.
Is it me, or does it seem every time Lewis Central steps in against Harlan, it's always a close game, never a dull moment? Well, new year, same old story. The 8th-ranked Cyclones take a bus trip to Titans country. Now, LC, a lot of guys back, and it's hoping to take the next step.
Everybody properly equipped?
Yep.
Sportsmanship, top priority in the state of Iowa. You guys have handled that pretty well.
Laying down the rules at Lewis Central. Now the Titans jump on Harlan in the first inning, and it's over his head. Caleb Shudak leads off with a double to right, but Cyclone starter Brett Krogan gets a big K and a ground out to end the threat. LC pitcher Caleb Shudak, 10 strikeouts, 4 in the first 2 innings. Top of the third, Nicholas Taney drops one down the line. Harlan runners at the corners with 1 out. Derek Lynon, a high chopper. The home team gets the force, but a run scores, and the Clones are on the board. The Titans get it back in the bottom of the 4th. Lewis Central 8 hits overall. Kyler Nixon one of his 2. Later, runners on first and second, 1 out. Luke Sutherland, a bad hop base hit, and he's coming home. Nixon slides in, and you got a tie game. Now Harlan looks to retake the lead in the 6th. Krogan, a solid base hit, waving him around, and Jared Mosers just dead to rights. Still a 1-1 game in the top of the 7th. This turns some heads. 1 out and a man on. Nathan Geddes with the base hit. LC throws it around. Adam Jewell hustles in, and it's 2-1 Harlan. The Titans, 3 errors and a balk in the inning. And the Cyclones, 3 unearned runs. Brett Krogan goes the distance, throws a 5-hitter. Harlan outguts Lewis Central 4-1.
Great high school baseball game. We always seem to play these guys tough, and then we have one. It seems like we have one bad inning in the last 3 or 4 games. Had a little snowball fight in the top of the 7th. It's pretty much the same team we had last year. Everybody's just a year older. I mean, we've got some good talent. We've got some great kids. They're fun to be around. They work hard. It's just we've been snake bitten early on here in the year.
Throughout the year, we'll get better and better each game. But I think this team's a lot more experienced, a lot more hungry for wins.
Yeah, this year we only lost a couple guys, and they weren't real integral to our team last year. So this year should be our year, but I think it will.
Obviously, you don't want to play your best baseball this early in the year. We want to peak at the right time and hit our peak at the tournament time in July. But we got to get some positive things rolling just to have some positive stuff happen, to get some wins to make that growth happen by the end of the year.
The season, still young. Lewis Central drops to 4-4 and has lost 4 of its last 5. But still, it's early. Plenty of time to figure things out. Meanwhile, across town, the Falcons are on a roll. 7th-ranked St. Albert steps into the cage against the Tigers, having won 5 of its last 6 games. And hitting cleanup? Well, here's another of our newest heavy hitters, IWTV student Frank Prezon.
Falcons hosting the Tigers. Right up comes to St. Albert with a 1-6 record. Pitcher Brandon Williams in trouble in his first inning. The freshman makes the play. Williams throws a 5-hitter and picks up his first win as a Falcon. Bottom of the first, Jake Petrie steals second. The junior later steals third. With a bad throw by the catcher, Petrie scores. St. Albert is up for good. Later in the inning, The senior, Josh Hecker, RBI single to left. Eli Finn comes home. Home team grabs a 4-1 lead after 2. Bottom of the 4th inning, Hooch Johnson lines one for a double. Tom Snead and Will Van Son come around to score, making it 6-1 Falcons. Bottom of the 5th, Danny Cook lines one to third. Who can't make the play? Shea Patterson comes flying around and is safe. St. Albert rolls Red Oak 9-2.
Offensively, we're pretty good when we're all hitting on all cylinders, and you know, I knew that Brandon would throw strikes, and I figured they would score a few runs on us.
I'm just gonna bring it to them, throw strikes. Like I said, I got a great defense behind me. I'm gonna let the batters hit the ball.
Falcons have won 4 of their last 5. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Frank Prazen.
Thanks, Frank, and thanks to my newest Fantastic Four IDub-TV students. Great job, guys. Now, I know it's early, but St. Albert's looking pretty good. Lewis Central over the 500 mark. It's a struggle so far for Abraham Lincoln and Thomas Jefferson. Up next, our play of the week. Heads up B-ball on the other side.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Schedule your campus visit today. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
Another softball season's hit the ground running, and so had the Lakes. Now, Abraham Lincoln lost City Player of the Year Lauren Meeker, but that hasn't stopped AL. Case in point, the Sergeant. The Lynx ready to rock against the third-ranked Warriors. Scoreless in the second inning, Katie Richards drills one to left, rolls to the fence. The sophomore rolls into second with a double. Allie Green then lays it down. Out at first, but the throw to third gets away. Katie slides in, AL a quick 1-zip lead. Top of the third, Marin Van Velzen beats out an infield hit, and then Ashton Hazel smokes one to dead center. It just clears the fence. A 2-run shot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And Sergeant Bluff Luton goes up 2-1.
Melissa. Oh, hello.
No worries on the home side. Bottom of the third, Caitlin Damgard beats it out. The Lynx would load the bases. Warrior starter Miles Ludwig, a wild pitch. Maddie Sapienza comes home. Tie game. Deanna Roth grounds out. The go-ahead run scores. Abraham Lincoln grabs a 4-2 lead. Fourth inning, Allie Green smokes one to left. The Lynx 9 hits overall. Green with a double later scores to make it 5-2. And in the circle, Lauren Nansen just throwing ground balls. The junior goes the distance, allows 8 hits as AL throws out number 3 Sergeant Bluff Luton 6-2.
You know, the whole team's kind of stepping up. Last year we lost a couple seniors, and really we're a young team. We have 2 juniors on the roster, and a lot of our girls are stepping up and getting the job done and really playing well.
Is this team a little ahead where you expected?
You know, I didn't know what to expect. So I would say that they set the bar, and they've kept setting the bar every single game for themselves, and they're just really playing well every game, and they're keeping their heads on and focused every pitch.
Compare this team around you to last year's.
We earned it this time. We played solid defense, we hit the ball, and we didn't give them a chance to come back, and I think that's important.
We're going to have an advantage because we're going to be able to bond a lot more, but it's been hard. A lot of girls have their cliques. 8th graders kind of stick together, but we're trying to get a family going.
Good win, guys. We've got a dream for the season, just like any other team in the state. So we've got a dream, and we're just trying to get there. We're taking it game by game, and we'll see where it leads us. Woo!
So far, it's led the Lynx to an 8-1 record. Now, a lot of new faces, but the same old story for Abraham Lincoln. And this is just the first chapter. And a few more pages later, finds AL at a sizzling 12-3. Lewis Central coming along after graduating its top pitcher and catcher. Thomas Jefferson rebuilding after losing a couple of stud seniors. And the Saints and their new coach, one game at a time. And now it's time for our Play of the Week, brought to you by Buena Vista University. It's called a hustle play. St. Albert goes to bat against Red Oak, a bad hop. Shea Patterson makes a break for the plate. The senior turns it on and is safe. The Falcons tame the Tigers 9-2, and Shea Patterson with our Play of the Week. The Play of the Week is brought to you by Buena Vista University. Earn your bachelor's with face-to-face classes right here in Council Bluffs. And so, another innings in the books. One closes and another opens. Soccer, and now baseball and softball. The fun begins once again. Now remember to keep it here for more news and information in your community by tuning in to the Council Bluffs News with Marie Zeitner. And so, for this very latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm J.J. Davis, and as always, I'll see you around.